all the time. I'm the king of splitting the bill.
What a rabbit hole.
Not surprised.
I am the king of splitting the bill. Look, so if I can tell that the girl is worthy, then I'll pay for it. Then I'll pay. It's not. I won't make a big deal out of it.
Like, this isn't a girl I want to be dating, so.
Yeah. But if she's like a non-traditional chick, but then you might ask me, Brian, why are you dating a chick that's
Brian, why are you dating a chick that's non-traditional?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Why put money into someone you're unsure about, though?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, why waste
Like
your
first
time?
date, that's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think the women should pay the whole bill, actually.
But they're unsure about the guy, too.
Yes, not
So it should be
I'm
50-50.
kidding. No, that's my troll. That's my troll answer. My real answer is that okay. There's a couple different angles. First off, as a guy, if you want to min-max your success with women, you should pay for the first date. Let's get that out of the way. If you want to min-max your success, you should definitely pay, because there are some women who are going to object to having to split or whatever. Now, on a purely principle level, I think that in the current dating landscape, people are moving in very shifty ways. People are talking to multiple people at the same time. People are dating multiple people at the same time. People are sleeping with multiple people at the same time. And my standard is, I would feel like a sucker if I took a girl out on a nice date, did all the gentlemanly, chivalrous things, all the while she's fucking like 1, 2, 3 other dudes. And you might say, well, Brian, wouldn't you know if she's moving in that sort of way? There are some very unassuming women. They could be pleasant, they could be shy, even on the more introverted side, and have a roster and be sleeping with other dudes, talking to other dudes. So just the way the dating landscape goes, I feel, and also I think that people go on so many first dates, like you will hear from people that, like, girls, for you guys to get a first date, it's super easy. Like, if you guys wanted, any girl here could probably, if you wanted to, go on 5 first dates a week, maybe more.
I feel like that's kind of your ego, though, because what's
what do you mean?
$50 or $100? Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's just food, or it's just like
$50 or $100 for a lot of men. That's a lot.
Ego?
Huh?
What does that have to do with ego?
Because he's like, I would feel. What'd you say? I feel
like a sucker.
Like, why would you feel like a sucker? Because you're paying for a girl's
Well,
food?
I mean, if you take out a girl, and she's got a roster of dudes, somebody sent in a super chat a few minutes ago. They were like, women want the traditional treatment from men, but why as a guy would I be motivated to treat a woman traditionally if she's not living a traditional life? Like, why would I want to roll out the red carpet for a woman and treat her so right if she's got like a whole bunch of dudes she's sleeping with? Why would I ever want to do that?
To add to that, a lot of women want the benefits of being modern women while still receiving all the benefits of traditional male courtship.
That's facts.
So, for example, here's one scenario that I've frequently given. Let's say you said $50 to $100 date.
Or $20 or $40. I don't know. It just feels like.
Even if I would not recommend men, even if you're inclined to pay the entire bill, don't spend that much. You can go get something reasonable, like a cup of coffee. Actually, maybe
a cup of coffee.
You can go on a free
date. You can do a free date. You can get a cup of coffee. You can go grab, a drink, glass of wine, whatever. But I don't want to be in a situation where, for example, and this happens to a lot of dudes, you go on a date with a girl, spend $50, $100, maybe you get a nice dinner or whatever, and then date goes well. She gives you a hug at the end of the date. Date ends at 9 p.m. She then goes over. Oh, bear in mind, there's some leftover food, so she got a doggy bag. She took that doggy bag over to the guy's house who she's fucking, who, by the way, never paid for a first date, never took her out. He's just some hot dude who's always 11 p.m. on a Friday. What you doing? Come over. Never had to do any of that traditional courtship, but he's really attractive. He's charismatic, or whatever is the attraction trigger for her. She just goes over to his house immediately after the date, gives him the doggy bag of the food that your date just paid for. You give him the food.
I know, but why is the scenario always that the girl is like a hoe? Like, there's guys that are hoes too. But you're portraying this whole like, oh, the bitch got a whole roster.
No, well, I mean, it goes the same way. If you're with a guy who's like a player,
but girls invest into their date too. Like,
hold on. If you're with a guy who's a player and he's like sleeping around with a bunch of women, but you're a woman who wants to be with him, like you shouldn't offer him your exclusivity and your devotion and like your support.
But like
and
you said, like he just said about how the guy doesn't know what the girl has going on. The girls sometimes don't know what the guy has going on either. So, and girls put in a lot of work for their dates. They get their hair done, they get their makeup done, they get their nails done. That's just as money.
Anyways. Well, let me address. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Do you want to finish your point and I'll respond?
No.
I'm just like feeling a lot of like, okay, like why does the bitch deserve like a date
Your
for
words,
me to
not,
pay?
I didn't say bitch.
Okay, like why does the woman deserve to get paid for when like I don't really know what she has got going on? Like time like will tell everything. So the girl's taking that chance too, figuring out who the guy is.
Right, but the difference is that on a date, as a guy going in, the most that I can expect is to split the bill. Very few guys can go into a date with the expectation that she's going to pay for everything. So it's specifically it's not an equal dynamic in that sense, in that men are either going to be paying for the entire meal or splitting the bill.
If you're a traditional man, you're the provider, right? And you're saying, but you don't want to lay out that red carpet for the girl,
That's not what I'm saying. If I take a girl that I really like out on a date, I'm going to pay for the date. But if I find out, I mean, if I wouldn't date a girl that was doing this anyways because I can just like tell.
That's what I'm gonna
But like if I took out a girl who was like talking to other guys and stuff, and I could detect that, there's 0% chance I would roll out the red carpet for her.
Okay, so.
But like if I'm getting to know a girl, I'm still gonna pay for the first date. Sometimes though, there's been girls that I've detected like a possible princess complex with, and I've taken them to like very inexpensive places and then not paid for their meal just to see how they would react. That's a fun little test that you can do as a guy too. But it's like what Brian is saying. Look, he has a different style. Like if he doesn't want to pay $50 for a first date, that's like his preference. Mm-hmm. If I really like a girl, I'm going to do it.
Has that happened to you before, where like the girl was like sleeping with? Is that why you think that, or you just are nervous?
The thing is, it's the modern dating marketplace. Like you take a girl out here in Isla Vista, for example.
I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it because I would never do that.
It's like this.
There's a lot of women who move like this.
You take a girl out here in Santa Barbara, for example. There's a pretty high chance that she's like
talking to other guys.
Yeah, talking to multiple guys at the same time.
And the guys aren't. Or like,
it's not about whether or not the guys are. The point is, if you like a girl and you want to take her out around here, there's a high chance that she's talking to other guys. And if you know that she is, it's like, why would I roll out the red carpet for you if you're talking to these other guys?
Completely flip the script.
Maybe she could be the one though.
Yeah, maybe.
So like,
just depends on
like
whether or not.
Rolling your dice, like
depends on whether or not the guy wants to take that gamble.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a chance situation.
Wait, why do you do the princess treatment thing?
Mm-hmm. Why do I do the princess treatment thing?
You want them to like not be princessy, so you like test them.
Yeah, for example, there was a girl that was a model that I took out like 8 years ago or something like that, and she was like super sought after in the industry, and like fashion models often have like a lot of guys throwing themselves at them with a lot of money, and I was like, yo, let's go to Chipotle. I'm not gonna pay for your meal. Let's just see how you respond. And she was totally cool with it, and she was super humble and down to earth.
So then you find out she's a good person.
Yeah, and I was like that, and like when I found that out, I was like, I would be down to really invest money in future dates.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I really like your character. But if on the spot, if she had been like, are you kidding me? I would have been like, nope,
I feel like
peace.
in the situation that we're coming up with, though, you would probably know that about a person if they're like talking to other people or like have that kind of attitude. Well, if you're asking them on the first date, you probably met them at some point.
A lot of people meet on dating apps.
That's true. I wouldn't.
I mean, there's a lot of unassuming women who you might not think that they're seeing multiple people, but they are. And look, guys can move in shady ways too.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, it definitely goes
if
both
you're
ways.
A chick, feel out the guy. Like don't commit yourself to a guy if he's not like going to commit to you.
But then that goes back to why you should just probably split it.
Sure.
Split the check.